Fox 61 News at 5 starts now.
Right now at 5, a TikTok challenge at the center of recent car thefts here in Connecticut. The action from local leaders to try to put a stop to the crimes.
That was the longest elevator ride of my life.
A group of officers are credited with saving a woman's life. We're hearing from two of those officers about those life-changing moments.
Plus, President Biden signs the Inflation Reduction Act. But what does that mean for our state? We're hearing from both sides of the aisle.
And the labor secretary meets with the governor today. We'll look at how they're planning to expand our workforce.
Good evening. Thanks for joining us here at 5. I'm Ben Goldman.
And I'm Sarah Sanchez. We'll begin with a nationwide TikTok challenge. It's targeting a growing number of Hyundai and Kia owners, including car owners all across Connecticut.
And as Fox 61's Tony Terzi reports, Shelton has been hit particularly hard in recent days.
It was just after midnight today that Shelton police say they received a call from a resident of this neighborhood near City Hall along Hill Street at Coram Avenue.
Police responded and located a stolen vehicle with a 16-year-old juvenile inside.
This marked the 6th stolen vehicle, including 5 Hyundais and 1 Kia in the city in 3 days. The 16-year-old stopped and arrested on the Derby-Shelton Bridge admitted he was inspired by a viral TikTok challenge.
Where there's a video showing how you can steal both a Hyundai or a Kia using a phone USB charger.
The challenge gained momentum by these so-called Kia boys, who were first featured on YouTube.
I'm already investigating TikTok for this kind of content, for their failure to protect all of us and our kids.
Shelton police have recovered 3 of the 6 vehicles stolen in recent days.
Most of the vehicles were locked, and they were smashing the windows of the vehicle, damaging the ignition, and then using the charger as shown in the TikTok video to steal the vehicle.
It's amazing. It's starting to see more and more things being stolen in the area.
That's the pastor of a church located right near where the Hyundai was stolen overnight.
We've been letting people know because we've had some of our parishioners have their catalytic converters stolen right around the corner in the same neighborhood. 2015 to 2021 Hyundai and Kia vehicles, which are started with a key, have been most susceptible, even with security protections in place.
So first, they left my steering wheel locked, sitting on the seat, just to, rub it in my face, probably.
I contacted TikTok, and essentially I got the same answer and excuses, which is that we've got thousands of people doing what they call content moderation.
In other words, taking that content down, which the AG says is clearly not happening enough on TikTok's part. Here in Shelton, I'm Tony Terzi, Fox 61 News.
Tony, thanks. New at 5, officials are investigating a fire at a Hartford playground as arson. Check out the video of the aftermath. This is the Joseph Cronin Playground located on Granbury Street. Fire officials say that there was heavy damage to the playscape. No injuries were reported. Officials are still investigating. A state trooper and a pedestrian were injured after being hit by a drunk driver in Mansfield. Police say a trooper was responding to a call on Route 44 when a car driven by Hope Herzog struck the trooper and a pedestrian who were on the side of the road. Herzog also hit the trooper's cruiser and the pedestrian's car. Both were unoccupied at the time. Police say the trooper and pedestrian were taken to the hospital with minor injuries. Herzog was arrested and charged with DUI.
Democrats are hailing it as a major victory. Republicans are calling it a policy of deception.
Today, President Biden signed the Inflation Reduction Act into law. So what is it? What does it mean for us here in Connecticut? Fox 61's Matt Karen joining us live in Hartford with our story. Matt.
Hi, guys. President Biden feels so strongly about this bill that he's going on a 23-state tour to talk about it. But meanwhile, Republicans are already talking about it, and they say that despite its title, it's only going to make inflation worse.
The Inflation Reduction Act, now law. Who do you believe?
Historic in the very best way. It is a breakthrough.
It is a terrible bill. It will actually increase inflation.
On this day, Senator Richard Blumenthal touted the $750 billion health care, tax, and climate bill outside the community renewal team in Hartford.
I could have been in Washington. I wanted to be here. because here's where it makes a difference.
Blumenthal says the bill will lower health care costs by extending employer credits and giving Medicare the power to negotiate prescription drug costs.
220. That's the number of dollars that the average Connecticut household will save every month on premiums.
But here's another number, 87,000. That's how many new IRS agents will be hired to scrutinize your tax return.
Many of them armed, who will be auditing middle-class Americans.
Blumenthal's Republican challenger, Leora Levy, told Fox 61 the bill is just another big government tax and spend policy that won't do anything to bring down prices.
Stop the spending. We don't have a revenue problem in this country. We have a spending problem.
The political back and forth continues while every day Connecticut residents feel the pinch from the gas pump.
Gas is insane right now. Driving to Yukon is crazy. So oftentimes, if I don't have to drive, I'm not going to drive.
To the grocery store.
We are more cautious about how we spend money, not buying, when it comes to groceries, not buying name brand items as much anymore.
And Democrats say this bill will also reduce the deficit it is paid for with a 15% tax on large corporations and a 1% tax on stock buybacks. What still remains to be seen is how long it'll take before we see, if we see, any measurable impact on inflation. Many economists say that could be years. Reporting live in Hartford, Matt Karen, Fox 61 News.
All right, Matt, thank you. Let's get to the weather watch here. Another perfect day outside.
It was. Chief Meteorologist Rachel Frank joining us now, tracking. I see all that rain out to the east. Rachel, it'd be so nice if it made its way here. Come over here. Come on.
We're pulling it in. And, the storm is trending a little bit closer to us. Yay. Will this be a drought-busting rainfall for us? No. But every little bit counts, and it looks like we will at least get a few scattered showers out of this statewide, and maybe even a period of steadier rainfall in the morning, especially for eastern areas. So here's where the storm is located, and it's going to do a funny thing for summer. It's not odd for a storm to kind of back closer to New England in November and February. It happens all the time, in fact, but for a nor'easter like this to do it, in August, it is actually kind of strange. So a little bit of a meteorological curiosity for us here on the board. Right now, we're looking at temperatures in the low to mid 80s for most of the state. Heading through the evening tonight, it won't be until after midnight that we'll see the chance for some showers, first in eastern Connecticut. Here's one of our computer models, and it's kind of somewhere right in the middle of what our computer models are showing. So some showers here, maybe a period of rain developing in the morning. This is Wednesday, 5 a.m. This is 9:30. I hope this happens. In fact, I hope it's even farther west, but it looks like the best chance would be for the eastern half of the state. And otherwise, it's just a mostly cloudy day with a chance for off and on scattered showers. And it looks like the best chance for a half an inch or more will be to the east of Connecticut. But there's still a chance, kind of as a wild card, that this gets a little bit closer to us. So we're going to hope for the best heading through the day tomorrow. Sun comes back on Thursday. We'll take a look at the late week warm up coming up.
Thank you, Rachel. Hartford police are investigating two shootings Monday night. They took place just about an hour apart. The first happened on Franklin Ave. Police responded to Hartford Hospital just after 9 for a gunshot victim. Police learned the man in his 20s was shot there on Franklin. The victim is currently in critical condition. The second shooting happened around 10 in the area of Francis Avenue and Park Street. Police say a man in his 40s was shot but is expected to be okay. Hartford police are still investigating both shootings. Anyone with information is asked to contact police.
Well, new tonight, the U.S. Secretary of Labor, Marty Walsh, met with Governor Lamont and other state leaders today to talk about expanding Connecticut's workforce. Fox 61's Emma Wolfhorst live in Norwich with more on the visit. Emma?
Yeah, Ben, Sarah, Three Rivers Community College here behind me hosted Secretary Walsh, Governor Lamont, and Representative Joe Courtney for a roundtable discussion on how to generate and retain healthcare workers here in Connecticut. Higher education, healthcare partners, and students from Three Rivers spoke with the governor and Secretary Walsh about apprentice programs. The CT Health Horizons program provides $35 million in training and tuition support for up to 1,200 students. The funding is coming largely through federal dollars from the American Rescue Plan Act. Labor shortages in the healthcare industry impacting the nation and the state. Officials hoping this program will encourage more to join the industry.
To answer the question about how the program has been so far, it's been amazing. Amazing certainly does not mean easy. It has been challenging, it has been hard.
The $35 million in this program is divided between $12 million for tuition assistance, $6 million for developing accelerated healthcare programs, and another $12 million to hire faculty. Live in Norwich, Emma Wolforst, Fox 61 News.
Thank you, Emma. The state's getting $1 million in grants to support absentee ballots returned in November's general election. Secretary of the State Mark Kohler announces the federally funded absentee ballot support grant, saying the state anticipates a potentially large number of absentee ballots this year. The grant will go to all towns and cities to help them process mail and then count the ballots. Legislation was recently passed to expand the valid reasons for absentee voting in our state.